Hello and welcome. It is currently 10:55 p.m. Eastern Time, February the 5th, 2021. My name is Derek and this is the Money Charts channel. All bets trades and within the that's within each his own risk and their own reward. We could be on our way to over six-figure Bitcoin. $110,000 is what I quickly calculated. That might be a little out of hand, but it's already been out of hand, going from like 10,000 up to like 40,000. That's 4x. So why not do like a 3x? Not quite, a 2.8x move. Well, I'll explain those levels in a bit. And of course, it's been an interesting run to say the least. Anyway, let's calculate Fibonacci upside. But before we do, let's see how did it react from this previous move. Because one thing that I talk about is you take a high and a low. So we got this low and we got this high. I mean, that's about 12,200 or so here. And then roughly at around like 4,000 or so as a low, 4,100 even. So within such, I'll just take 12.2 divided by 41. But I want to find out what the 3882 number is. I want to take this number divided by this to get my upside target. So 12.2 divided by 6,200 basically is where I want to go from this. And the upside target comes in that of 18,537. So when looking at the chart, how was 18,000 was like up in here. So, and we can see that it was congested there for a while, but it actually went up to like 40. So when we do that calculation, this is high divided by low, which is pretty much 2. To the exponent of 1.618, multiply the low over, and that gives us 18,537. Well, the next Fibonacci line after that would be mark would be 261.8%. So if we take the number 2 to the root of 2.618 and multiply that 6,200, that gives us a target of 38,000 and change. Yeah, so whatever on that level. It was just happened to do what it's done at around 38,000 and change. 4.23 would be the next one. 2 to the square root of 4.23 multiply 6,200 brings us 111,000, 116,000. Yeah. If it does it, I'm just saying, that just happens to be what it does. Regarding this price action as I see it amongst the daily term, support established at 30,261 on January the 11th, coming down to 28,800 on January the 22nd, pretty much also there on the 21st. On the 27th, it comes down to 29,150. 3 times it hit support. It tried to break out above the 18 average of highs on 29th of January, but not able at that moment to continuation forward. Rather, it corrected for about 3-4 days within the 18 average. And on the 4th day, it barely got above the 18 average of highs, but on the next day, it completely got above it. And then the 2 days up and now into today, what it's doing, this is just a magnificent, strong setup. Price action for the last little while has been holding and staying above this resistance high. To me, this thing looks ready to break it and go in for some spectacular moves. Let's move on to some altcoins. I haven't talked about Doge or Doge, however you want to pronounce such, in a long time. And when you want to talk about a wowzers, holy shit kind of move, that's what we had in here. Price action 16 Satoshi at a low and trading within 16 to 18 for quite some time with a little bit of higher price gaps up in the little barely over 20. And this was an amazing moment in itself, going all up to 40 and then pulling back down, losing half its value just like that. Losing half its value from 40 to 20, yeah. It's up 6 times since it's been down to 20. And for all those people that say because something's up way so much, it's just stupid to buy. Like, how stupid would it have been to buy at like 170? Yeah, how stupid would it have been in this case to buy at like 56 and 66? You could have got. Sometimes it does work out to a degree, but this thing in the day Went from 24 Satoshi to 175. I mean, that's just wow. And then to pull back down from 175 to like 60. So to lose almost 3 times its value. Yada, 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 basically. I mean, that's just, you know, that's the way any of these cryptocurrencies can pretty much go at any given time. I haven't calculated any Fibonacci on here, but let's do so. Where was the breakout lows? When did this thing... Well, the high is going to be easy to calculate or figure out. 175, 176. So 176 is the high. And then we'll divide that by the low, which would have been, you got to do the, I mean, this is so obvious where the breakout lows are. Because when you look at this, you're like, oh, how is the market looking like right in here? At 24. I mean, what's going to tell you at this point that this thing's just going to go sky high fly? But sometimes buyers just come in and just start unleashing. That's when they started unleashing. But with 24, high divided by low, and this is going to work out to like 7, even like 7.5. To the root of these numbers, multiply that of the low of 24 again. Key numbers are 51 and 82. Those are the key numbers. But we'll take a look at on the way down. How did 110, 82, and 51 work out? Okay, well, let's just see how it comes in. So 110 originally, let's just even go back to the 15-minute term time frame. $110 was very weak support. Most certainly we can see the resistance that came in there after it. Support was then found around 69, which is a pierce below 82, a large pierce below 82. I mean, it did stay around that area. Then it comes back up here, and so 82. I didn't pierce extra here. And then the next number after that, the 110 handle. I do like how it's held and stayed above it like it has. But you resist here, come back down. Make a pretty much matching high, come back down. And it just hasn't been able to sustain any short-term rallies. Long term, one of the things that I noticed on here is that I most certainly, if I was in this, and how it was way back when, would be a heavy seller at this high. Because the long-term time frame is going to show you that. 4-hour term frame, it's like, oh my God, this is a holy shit amazing type moment when you're in it. Now when the markets go up, how are you going to react to the situation? Daily term. And this thing could go like amazingly high, but once we start to look at the weekly and the monthly, support has been huge, pretty much around here. And that's where it lifted off from. Where's resistance big? Around 100. 110 even, up to, and it's been as high as 191, and it almost got there this time again. And maybe one of these days they can break out, go to 6, 7, 800, and then maybe fall back to 750 down to 125, and 125 becomes big support. That's just how it goes. And maybe not. But when you look at these coins against like Doge and Bitcoin, any two assets against each other, the way it should go is they should just flip back and forth in a choppy mechanism. So every single time these markets have had fantastic up moves, what's happened after such? Well, this is back to its previous high against Bitcoin that it's been to many times, back in 2017, back in 2016, back in 2015, and just a spectacular move. And really, this is the second best move so far that it's had, and it could even do better still because we don't know if this move is over since that 2017, at least against the Bitcoin. Makes this high, it's come back. It's been making some higher lows ever since on the, we'll call it the short-term time frame in here. So as long as it continues to do that, we can, if it starts to break out, this thing has the potential, I suppose, to have some fantastic gains. Now, as far as some Fibonacci upside, if it does happen to go, I suppose these numbers could very well be calculated. And I'm just trying to determine, I mean, what's the difference of I'm trying to think of this breakout lows to this one, but I'm going to have to do 176 divided by 51, which is going to be a little over 3, to the root of 161, and then multiply 51 again. That will be my upside target. So if it does happen to break it, I would say 378, basically around 400 Satoshi. Now, as far as Doge against the dollar, when we talk about, the race of how many coins like beating that of at all-time highs, and this is coins that were around at the December 31st, 2017. How many of them have now broken past the highs that they had around that time? Bitcoin has done it. Ethereum has done it. Maybe others might have too. If there is, let me know. But Dogecoin has as well. Its previous high was 1 8/9 of a penny. Right now it's 4.9 cents. Let's do some Fibonacci again. We have a low of 8,774 Satoshi on the number. So 4 zeros, 874. So I'm just going to work with 6 zeros and make this number 87. Or 6 decimals. So I want the last 6 decimals of the 2017 highs. So that would be 5 of them, 188,000. So basically, well, that's a big move. 1, 2, 3, that's 525,000. So we're looking at about a, what's this? This is 1.8 cents. 52 cent high. So a price target on the breakout should be about 52 cents. I mean, we'll see if anything like that actually occurs or not. But if you're looking for where I think this can go, because overall, this is just still barely broke this resistance. It's got a good move. But 52 cents is my price objective. If this thing could have further wheels going forward. Let's move on next to Litecoin. And if we calculate Fibonacci upside from this low to this high, where it should go in a breakout, this would be about $2,500. But Litecoin still has not broken out above its previous all-time highs. It's gotten above its 2019 highs, albeit barely. I like its setup right now. I like how it's been holding amongst the Fibonacci point here. 61.8% from this low to this high. This is 76.4%. I mean, it's hardly ever seen price action above 200. But I don't think we're that far away, and I like the setup that I'm seeing amongst the daily term time frame. How we have this green candle like we do, breaking out, then the red candle coming back down to where we came from, especially when we look at the January 9th highs, and we got a short note to see it, but we can see from this resistance to the low that it's made that it's already gotten above it in today's session. That's this high to this low. That's a fantastic thing to see. It started to go up, breaking resistance at 2100 hours tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, getting above the resistance that it established about 48 hours prior. And now when we see this rising 18, a major resistance between like 153, 154, up to 156, 157, even like 159. But any of that comeback area to that out level with 18 average new rising, This is a statement as it is. It's either the start of a big move or that failed breakout. And as this reacts within the 18, we'll give you indication of which one of the two that it's going to happen to be. But I'm on the favor of the way things are looking on the daily term, that there's a damn good chance that this thing is just going to break out and have phenomenal moves moving forward. And in conclusion, I've already put out a Super Bowl giveaway video. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. Pick a team to win the Super Bowl and try to figure out or guess how much you think I'm going to wager. Pick the winner of the game and be the closest to what I'm wagering. You can win 5% of what I bet, or what I win rather. So thank you for tuning in and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.